Warning: if the topic of psychological manipulation and emotional enslavement of women offends you, I want you to stop watching this video. And if you want to continue, you must agree never to use this knowledge to hurt women. Deal? Great. Let's start. Okay, so here's the deal. In a woman's mind, there's no bigger turnoff than a guy who comes across as desperate. You see, a desperate man will always be seen as unattractive, and the more desperate he gets, the more likely he is going to be alone. I know it sounds harsh, but it's the truth. The fact is that neediness is the number one turnoff because it goes against everything a woman wants in a man. A lot of guys fall into the trap of being too agreeable, nice, and needy when they're trying to seduce a woman. All this will do is push her away. Why? Because women need to be dominated. It's as simple as that. The bottom line is that if you want to be successful with women, you need to dominate her emotionally so that she keeps coming back to you time and time again. And if you want to dominate a woman, you need to play dirty. How dirty, you ask? Well, I'm going to share with you this particularly sneaky tactic that will make a woman surrender to your control and authority. Before that, however, I've got a favor to ask of you. Please click on the like button below because that will encourage me to produce more of these videos for you. Done? Great. Here's the technique that I've been talking about earlier on. It's a nifty little mind control tactic which allows any woman to become your emotional slave in as little as 15 minutes. I know that sounds rather fantastic, but it works. But be warned, it's definitely not for the faint-hearted. If you're not ready to play in the big leagues, you may want to go elsewhere now and maybe watch a silly cat video on YouTube. If you're staying on, then buckle up, because you've never heard of this anywhere else. I can promise you that. Guys hate me for sharing this outside our little community, which I'll tell you about later on. I get hate emails every single day from my videos exposing this technique, but frankly, I don't give a flying shit. So here's a little more about this technique that I'm going to share with you today in this video. Some people have called it a hack and a cheat, and a lot of people say it's too extreme to be used in the context of dating. Want to know more? Well, we'll go deep into what this technique is soon enough. Let me first tell you how I got started with this. After years of failing to get any success with women, I contacted a guy named Derek Rake to help me. I had previously read about Derek in an issue of FHM where they interviewed him about the mind control flavor of seduction. I did some Googling and found his site. I then sent him an email, and to my surprise, he emailed me back. And before I knew it, I was on a plane to San Diego where he had his consulting practice. During our meeting, he told me something that completely changed my outlook on dating. This is what he said. You must conceal your intentions until the manipulation is complete. Hiding your intentions from your target is the most powerful form of domination. Common belief has us believing that in order to make a woman fall in love with us, we need to be honest with them. Let me be the one to tell you, this is total crap. With a woman, being honest about your intentions is about as useful and productive as a pair of tits on a 90-year-old nun in Vatican City. Derek then told me something interesting about the female thought process. The female mind is hardwired to reject overt advances from males. Makes a lot of sense if you think about it. You see, when a guy shows his desperation to a girl, it's her default response to immediately reject him. So, by concealing your intentions, you will bypass the rational female brain, making it impossible for her to reject you. Awesome, right? Finally, that's when Derek showed me his greatest secret, a technique known as fractionation. You see, fractionation is the most straightforward way to assert your dominance with a woman. What fractionation does is this. It places a woman in a hypnotic trance so that she becomes your emotional slave. Unfortunately, it's impossible to summarize the entire technique inside this short video. In simple terms, however, this is how fractionation works. It invokes a positive emotion, then a negative emotion in quick succession. By pushing a woman away from you and then pulling her to you, it induces her into a hypnotic state. And guess what? Over time, her trance will deepen, forcing her to see you as an assertive, dominant male. See how that works? Of course, a mind control technique like fractionation can be seen as dirty or manipulative, but that's exactly the point. You gotta fight dirty to win, especially when it comes to women. When used correctly, fractionation can get a woman under your control, enslave her, and make her fall in love with you far quicker than the usual pickup artist tricks. I have to warn you, though, that it is not possible to undo the effects of fractionation. Once you have enslaved a woman using this technique, dumping her will cause irreparable damage to her psychology. Therefore, please use this technique responsibly and ethically. To learn how you can use the Shogun method and fractionation to manipulate a woman's mind and enslave her to you emotionally, go to fractionationhypnosis.com or click on this link right now.